how are you today? I really mean it. When was the last time someone asked you that, not just to be polite, but to care? Maybe you feel tired. Maybe your brain feels like a browser with too many tabs open. You tell yourself, I'll watch a 5-minute video, and suddenly 2 hours disappear on TikTok. You close the app, sigh, and whisper, "What's wrong with me?" But there is nothing wrong with you. You are not lazy, and you are not broken. You just forgot how strong you truly are. Inside you, there is a small voice that keeps saying, "You can't do it. You're not good enough. It's too late." And every time you believe that voice, your dreams take one more step away. This story is about changing that voice. The book, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero has changed millions of lives. Jen was broke, afraid, and full of doubt. But one day she decided to believe in herself before waiting for proof. That simple decision turned her whole life around. She became one of the most inspiring voices in the world, teaching people how to stop doubting their greatness and start living it. Even famous people once felt small. Jim Carrey, when he had no money, wrote himself a $10 million check and kept it in his wallet. He looked at it every day until one day, years later, he earned that exact amount for a movie. He proved that belief comes first, results come later. Here is my promise. If you listen to this story until the end, and then come back to listen again tomorrow, your thoughts will begin to change. You will notice that your voice becomes calmer, and your belief in yourself gets stronger. It is not magic. It is how the brain works. Every time you hear something positive, your brain builds new healthy paths. Even when you listen while resting, your mind keeps learning quietly. That is calm growth. You are here because you want to grow. You want to improve your English and improve your life. That is why English Calm gives you 2 gifts at once. You learn simple English through powerful stories, and you learn how to become stronger and more peaceful inside. And if you write a short summary of this story in the comments, you will get reward points. 2 points if you do it within the first hour, and 1 point if later. Every week, the top fans receive a lovely English Calm gift. Scientists say when you listen and then summarize, you remember twice as much. Your mind tells your story. Have you ever wondered why some people can't move forward even when they want to change? They read, they learn, they try again, but still end up thinking, maybe I'm just not good enough. You've probably felt that too. Almost everyone has. Here's why. Your mind never stops talking. It tells stories about you, about others, about what might happen next. Some stories are kind. Some are cruel. Most of them aren't true. They are just habits of thought. Your mind doesn't care if a story is good or bad. It only cares if it feels familiar. The brain loves comfort more than truth. That's why you can believe something painful for years, just because you've heard it so many times. When you fail, Once your mind says, "See, I told you, you're not good enough," it doesn't check the facts. It just replays the same movie again and again. Have you noticed that? The same line, the same tone, it becomes background noise, and you call it me. Science explains this clearly. Every repeated thought creates a small groove in your brain. The more you repeat it, the deeper it gets. That's why people who always say, "I'm unlucky," keep attracting bad luck. Not because the world hates them, but because their brain filters everything through that story. This is why I want you to listen to these English Calm videos many times. It's not just for English practice. It's to help your brain build new, healthy grooves. Stories that make you calm, confident, and strong. When you listen to soft, positive words again and again, they start to replace the old stories inside you. Researchers like Vygotsky 1978 and Baddeley and Hitch 1974 proved that hearing the same pattern often creates deep memory connections. It's how your brain learns language, and it's also how it learns kindness toward yourself. Think about Michael Jordan. He missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. He said, "I've failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." If he had listened to his old story, "You're not good enough," he would have stopped before greatness began. So when that old story appears in your head today, pause for a moment. Don't fight it. Just whisper, "That's only a story." Then take one deep breath and let your new story begin. And if you've been sitting for a while, take a sip of water now. Your brain works better when it's calm and hydrated. Then save this video and listen again later. Each replay builds your English and reshapes your mind. Remember this line: your brain doesn't want truth. It wants what's familiar. So make calm your new familiar. The power inside you. Have you ever felt like you've done everything right, but life still feels stuck? Like you keep trying, but nothing moves? Maybe you've even whispered to yourself, "Is someone up there ignoring me?" You're not alone. Every person at some point has felt like life stopped listening. But here's the truth. It never stopped. You just lost your signal. There's a creative force that made you, a quiet energy that never left. You don't need to call it God or the universe if that feels strange. Just know that something loving built you and it's still working through you. Think of it like Wi-Fi. You can't see it, but once you reconnect, everything lights up again. That connection is what we call faith. And faith isn't sitting still, waiting for magic. Faith is syncing your energy with what already believes in you. Oprah once said, "When I aligned with God, everything flowed." She didn't mean life turned perfect overnight. She meant she stopped fighting the current and started trusting it. When you flow instead of fight, peace starts to return. Here's why this matters. When you worry, your brain fills with stress chemicals that block clarity. But when you trust, even for one small breath, your body releases oxytocin, the calm chemical. You think better, you act better, you feel lighter, and maybe you're still thinking, but I never get big signs. Look closer. A kind smile when you needed comfort. A seat that opens when you're tired. A song that plays just when you felt lost. These are not accidents. They are quiet, yes, notes from the same creative force that made you. Start noticing them. When you see something kind today, say quietly, "That's my yes." This is how faith grows. Not from waiting for lightning, but from noticing the light already here. So, next time, fear whispers pause and ask, what would love do now? Love would slow down. Love would trust. Love would believe there's a reason you're hearing these words today, because the power that made you is still with you. You just needed to remember how to listen again. Faith is not seeing. Faith is sinking. Love yourself. Let me ask you something. If a friend made a small mistake, would you yell at them? Would you say, "You always fail"? Of course not. You would tell them, "It's okay. Try again." But many people speak to themselves like that every day. They drop a cup and whisper, "I'm so stupid." They forget one word and think I'm bad at English. If someone else talked to you like that, you'd block them. But you can't block your own mind. You can only teach it new words, kind words. When you talk to yourself with care, your brain calms down. It stops sending danger signals. It lets you think, learn, and smile again. Kind talk is not fake. It's medicine for your thoughts. A woman named Jen once wrote a thank you letter to herself. She said, "Thank you for trying. Thank you for still showing up." She felt strange at first. Then her chest felt warm. Her brain saw her name and her words as two people. That small act helped her heal old pain. We all spend years trying to be liked by others, but we forget to like ourselves. This is why so many people feel empty even after success. Singer Lizzo said in an interview, "I love my body even when the world doesn't." That is not pride. That is peace. Think of Mr. Rogers. He spoke to children slowly and softly. He said, "You are loved just for being you." Those words helped millions of kids believe they mattered. You deserve that same voice inside you. Try this small exercise. Look in the mirror tonight. Say out loud, "I'm proud of you." Even if it feels weird, do it once. And if your friend or your spouse walks by and stares, just wave and say, "Self-love meeting. Please don't interrupt." Then write 3 good things about yourself on paper. They can be simple. I help my mom. I study hard. I don't give up. This trains your brain to focus on growth, not guilt. and stop saying sorry when it's not needed. You say sorry when you bump a chair or when you take space. You don't need to apologize for existing. Every time you hold back your voice, your light dims a little. It's time to stop doing that. Now relax your shoulders. Roll them back. Take a slow breath out. Think of one person you love. Maybe a friend, a parent, or a pet. Type the first letter of their name somewhere and silently wish them peace. This tiny act moves your energy from judgment to love. It helps you heal faster than you think. Always remember this. You can't hate yourself into a better version. Loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity. Think it, feel it, do it. You wait to act because you don't feel ready, but feelings follow thoughts. When your thought is strong, your body helps you move. Let me sit with you a moment. When you plan to study English, do you say, "Not today"? When you want to apply for a job, here is the simple truth. A thought plays in your mind. Your brain treats it like news. It sends signals to your body. Your body creates a feeling to match that thought. Many people use this on money, health, and study. Jen Sincero wrote one line each morning. "Money loves me." She read it out loud. Her brain built A-N. Then her actions changed with time. Small proof showed up later. Great people did the same in their own way. Arthur Ashe said, "Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Notice the order." He did not wait to feel brave. He chose a helpful thought. Then he moved with what he had. Let's be honest and kind. What line do you repeat about yourself? "I'm bad at English. I never finish things." Would you speak that line to someone you love? If you would not say it to them, please do not say it to you. Perfection also slows you down. You look for the best time, the best plan, the best gear. But progress needs a first step, not a perfect step. Most first drafts have mistakes. Most first videos feel odd. Big companies launch and then update. You can do that too. As a coach once said, motivation does not ring the bell. You build the door. You build it with one small act. Here is a tiny plan for today. Step 1. Write one kinder line. Take a painful belief and flip it. "I'm always late" becomes "I'm learning to be on time." Keep it simple and present. Step 2. Read it with your own voice. Stand up and read it 3 times. Add your name at the start. Your brain tags your voice as real. You may feel shy. If your partner or neighbor stares, smile and say, "Homework," then finish your 3 reads. Step 3. Act for 10 minutes as if it were true. Match your body to the line. If your line is, "I learn English daily," press play on one short lesson. If your line is, "I show up," set a timer and begin the task. 10 minutes is enough to start momentum. Often you will want 10 more. Hold these gentle checks through the day. Which small act would prove your new line? Who will notice the change? By tonight, your boss, your friend, or you. What would make you quietly proud before bed? If your mind says, I don't feel it yet, answer softly. Believe first. See proof later. A repeated thought builds a fresh path. A small act sends more power to that path. Soon the feeling arrives to join you, and you will move again. Fear is a compass. Fear is not here to hurt you. It's here to point you somewhere new. When you feel fear, your body is saying, something important is waiting. But instead of listening, most people stop. They think fear means danger. The truth is, many times it means growth. Have you ever felt nervous before speaking in public, starting a new job, or even telling someone how you really feel? That's fear showing you what matters most. Fear appears when your next step could change your life. And that's why it feels so big. I'll tell you a small story. When Jen stood in front of her first workshop, her voice shook, her hands felt cold. But after a few minutes, people started to laugh with her. Her body stopped fighting. The fear wave passed, and confidence took its place. What she thought was danger was only the edge of something good. Actor Will Smith shared something similar. Before his first skydiving jump, he couldn't sleep all night. He said, the moment he jumped, the fear turned into pure joy. The lesson is simple. Fear and joy often live next door to each other. But here's the part most people forget. Fear does not mean stop. It means close. It means you're close to something new, something meaningful, something that can expand you. Imagine if you never felt afraid, you'd never grow. You'd still be sitting on the couch, scrolling through your phone, eating snacks, and wondering why life feels so small. Fear is like a compass. It doesn't tell you where you'll end up, but it always points you toward expansion. The bigger the fear, the bigger the possible growth on the other side. Think about Oprah. She once said she still feels nervous before every big speech. She doesn't fight it anymore. She thanks her nerves and says, "It means I care." That's wisdom. You can do the same. So the next time your heart races, don't rush to hide it. Instead, breathe and whisper, "Thank you, fear. You're showing me where I can grow." When you say this, your brain starts to use adrenaline as energy, not as a wall. You turn panic into power. Let's make this real. Write down 3 things that make you feel scared today. Maybe it's calling someone, starting a project, or learning something new in English. Then choose just one small thing and do it within the next 24 hours. You don't need to feel brave first. Action brings courage. Every time you face fear, your brain learns safety. And when you feel safe, you move faster next time. If your hands shake, smile. If your voice trembles, let it. That's not weakness. It's your body charging up for something new. Every strong person you admire, Steve Jobs, J.K. Rowling, even your parents, has felt this same vibration before stepping into something big. When you feel fear, you are alive. When you move with fear, you are growing. When you thank fear, you are transforming. So right now, if your heart is beating fast, take one deep breath and smile. It means you care. It means something beautiful is waking up inside you. And if you want, write the first letter of your city in the comments, so I know where my brave souls are listening from today. You are not running from fear anymore. You are walking with it, step by step together. That's how you become unstoppable. Learn from failure. Stand up faster. You tried something and it didn't go as planned. That can hurt, but please don't rush to call it failure. You are not the failure. The result was, here's what most people don't realize. When you try something and it fails, your brain remembers what mistake to avoid next time. That's how it learns. It collects small lessons. That's how babies learn to walk, chefs perfect a recipe, and scientists discover vaccines. Every error adds one piece to the truth. One sentence to remember. Every mistake is a small step forward. Thomas Edison once said, "I didn't fail. I just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." J.K. Rowling got rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a legend. They weren't lucky. They simply kept learning. Their secret, they didn't take mistakes personally. They took them usefully. Now let me ask you gently. When you make a mistake, what's the first thing you say to yourself? I'm so stupid, I always mess up. Most people do, but if your best friend made that same mistake, you wouldn't talk to them that way. You'd tell them, it's okay you're learning. That's what you should tell yourself too. Your brain listens to your words. When you respond with kindness, it feels safe to try again. When you respond with anger, it hides, and learning stops. That's why people who laugh at their mistakes grow faster. Laughter releases dopamine, and dopamine helps the brain remember and stay curious. Think about people in your own life, maybe a boss, a parent, or even your kid, who once failed but didn't give up. Every story of growth is really a story of someone who learned to fail better. If you're learning English right now, this matters even more. You'll mispronounce words, you'll forget them. That's not a problem, it's progress. The brain builds stronger connections through small, repeated mistakes. So every wrong word you say today is one brick in your fluent tomorrow. Try this tonight. Write down 3 things you did this week that didn't go well. Under each, write one short lesson. No blame, no judgment, just the fact. For example, I forgot new words. I'll review after dinner. I skipped practice. I'll listen while walking. Then close your eyes for 5 seconds. Take a calm breath and whisper, I'm learning. This tiny moment tells your nervous system that it's safe, and a safe brain learns twice as fast. And if your child or spouse catches you talking to yourself like that, just smile and say, it's homework. You're not failing. You're training your mind to rise faster each time you fall. So keep going, dear one. Every small try still counts. Each mistake is a quiet step toward the version of you that you already are, wiser, calmer, and stronger than you think. Money is your friend. Many people want more money, but they talk about it with fear or anger. They say things like, money changes people, or rich people are greedy. These thoughts push money away. Money is not a person. It has no heart, no plan, no hate. It only goes where it feels safe to stay with people who respect it, not fear it. When you respect your money, you look at it often not to worry, but to understand it. You plan what comes in, what goes out, and what you'll keep for your future. That calm care makes money grow. Think of it like watering a small plant. You don't shout at it to grow. You check the soil, you give light, you give time. Money works the same. It grows where it feels cared for. Here's a small story. My neighbor Anna used to say, I hate bills. She'd throw them into a drawer and feel stressed each month. One day, I told her, try saying thank you before you pay. She laughed, but tried it. After a few weeks, she told me, it's strange, but now I feel lighter. Paying bills feels like keeping life running, not losing money. Nothing else changed. Same job, same income, but her relationship with money softened. And that softness made her plan better, save better, and sleep better. Maybe you also feel nervous when you open your banking app. Maybe you whisper, I'm bad with money, but that's not true. You just haven't learned to be kind to it yet. Money loves clarity. When you avoid it, it hides. When you thank it, it smiles back. Try this simple switch. Stop saying, I can't afford it. Instead say, how can I afford it? This tiny change wakes up your creative brain. It helps you see possibilities instead of walls. Think of how Jen Sincero did it. She was broke, full of fear, living in a garage. But she started talking to money like an old friend. She wrote letters that began with, Dear Money, I miss you. At first it felt silly, then it felt powerful. Soon she found ways to earn more, and her fear turned into peace. Here's a fun idea. Write one short thank you note to your money today. It could be one sentence, thank you for the coffee I enjoyed this morning. Or, thank you for the bus that took me home safely. Gratitude changes your energy. It tells your brain, I have enough, I'm okay. And that is when abundance begins. If you've worked hard today, take one slow breath in and one long breath out. Feel the calm in your chest. Then take a look at your wallet or your app, not to judge, but to smile at it. Say quietly, "Thank you for what I have." When you treat money with love, it stays longer. When you ignore it, it drifts away. The goal is not to chase money. The goal is to be in peace with it, to let it flow in and out without fear. One sentence to remember: money stays with those who treat it with calm and care. Action is magic. You already know what you want, but sometimes you wait for the right moment. You think, "I'll start when I have more time, when I feel ready, when things are calm." But that perfect time never comes. Life never gets quiet enough. The secret is simple. You don't wait to feel ready. You act first, and readiness comes after. When you move, your brain wakes up. It says, "Oh, this is real now." Then it gives you more energy. That's how confidence is built. Not from thinking, but from doing. Think about when you learned to ride a bike. At first, you were scared. You shook, maybe even fell. But your balance didn't come before you tried. It came because you tried. That's how all growth works. Here's a true story. Thomas Edison tested over 1,000 ways before making the first light bulb. When people asked if he felt like a failure, he said, "No, I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work." He didn't wait for a perfect plan. He learned by doing. Every small move taught him what to fix next. Let's bring this to real life. Maybe you want to learn English. You don't need 10 books or a fancy course. You just need to press, play, listen, repeat. Even 5 minutes a day builds the habit. The brain learns from sound and repetition, not from waiting. Now, ask yourself gently, have you been waiting for the perfect moment to start? Have you told yourself, maybe next week? If so, that's okay. But today, take one small step. Not a big one, just small. Write one line, watch one story, speak one sentence out loud. Science also agrees with this. When you complete even a tiny task, your brain releases dopamine, the "I did it" chemical. That small win makes you want to do more. That's why starting small always works better than waiting big. If you've been sitting for a while, take a slow stretch, breathe deeply, and think of one small action you can do right now. Maybe it's saying, "I'll listen again tomorrow," or saving this video to rewatch later. That's how habits grow. Simple, gentle, repeatable. One sentence to remember: peace comes when you move, not when you wait. Live with gratitude and faith. Honey, come sit with me a moment. Take one soft breath. Put your hand on your chest. You are safe. I'm right here with you. Gratitude is a short prayer. It can be 3 words. Thank you, life. When you say thank you, Your body eases, your jaw drops a little, your shoulders fall, your mind gets more calm. This calm helps you think, choose, and speak with care. You cannot hold two strong states at once. You cannot feel deep thanks and deep misery at the same time. When you point your thoughts to thanks, worry has less space in your head. That is not magic. That is how attention works. Let me ask with love. Do you grab your phone and read bad news first? Do you rush to work and miss the warm sun on your face? Many people do. That is why the day feels heavy before it even starts. Here is a gentle plan. Each morning, write 3 good things. Keep it simple. A hot shower, a kind text, a seat on the subway in New York. At night, write 3 more. A roof over you, clean sheets, your steady heart. This tiny habit is easy for English for beginners. It trains your brain to look for the next good thing. When stress hits, ask, what small gift is here? Maybe the long line gave you time to rest your feet. Maybe the rain kept you home and you called your dad. Often a hard moment hides one small help. You see it faster when you look for it. Faith helps you keep looking. Faith is a choice to say, life is on my side. It is not big or loud. It is steady. Oprah says, what you believe has power. Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. These lines are clear and they still guide us. Think of a normal day in the U.S. A driver lets you merge on I-95. A barista in Seattle smiles and writes your name right. A song on the L train fits your mood. These are simple yes notes from life. When you notice them, your mood lifts. When your mood lifts, you act better with money, with work, and with family. Good days grow from small starts. Try this right now. Close your eyes for 3 slow seconds. Open them and name one good thing you can see. A warm cup, a green plant, a child's drawing on the wall. Say thank you. Breathe out long. Make a tiny tool. Open the Notes app. Title it, Thanks. Add 3 words to it each day. Share 1 word in the comments if you want. This keeps you close to this simple English story and book summary in English. Repeating it works like a small audiobook summary for your heart. If fear speaks up, place your palm on your heart and whisper, I trust life. You do not need 10 steps. You need 1 next step. Faith grows while you walk. Gratitude brings peace. Faith keeps the door open for more peace to come. If today feels hard, read this line with me now. I'm thankful and I trust. Read it in the morning. Read it at night. With practice, your mind will choose calm faster. And when your mind learns calm, your whole life feels lighter and kinder. You're here, and that already means something beautiful. You showed up for yourself today. You took time to learn to think, to listen. That's how real change starts. Not in one big day, but in many small, calm moments like this. When you learn something new, Your brain grows a little stronger. When you practice English, your world gets a little bigger. You may not see the change right away, but it's happening. Just like a seed under the ground, it grows quietly before anyone can see it. Think of people like Oprah. She once said, "Doing your best in this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment." That's exactly what you're doing now. Or like J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter after many rejections, as she didn't stop. She kept showing up, one page at a time. You can do the same. If today feels heavy, pause for 3 slow breaths. Look around you. Find one thing you're grateful for. Maybe a warm cup of tea, a smile from a friend, or a quiet night sky. Say softly, "Thank you." Gratitude helps your heart rest, and when your heart rests, your mind learns faster. Save this simple English story and listen again tomorrow. Repetition helps you remember not just the words, but the calm. This is English for beginners, but also for anyone who wants peace. Keep walking gently. Keep learning slowly. You're already becoming the person you hope to be, one calm step at a time. This is English Calm, a channel built with care. Comment your country or just the first letter. We truly value every word. Thank you for being here. See you in the next story.